What's up, everyone? Ginger and I are back with another Matchmaker Monday, and today we're talking about the two-time strawweight champ, Zhang Weili Magnum. Been a little
Magnum.
bit since her last fight. Finally,
Uh-huh.
she got the belt back against Carla Esparza at MSG in November last year, UFC 281.
Yep.
Solid performance. Got a second round crucifix rear naked choke. Was what just I don't know. That's what
It was the weirdest thing. It was the weirdest submission I had seen because it was like not like the most technical submission you could
no
have had.
no
It was a really weird submission. I wasn't even sure if she was gonna get it when she applied it. I was just like, okay. And then Carla out. I'm like, okay.
mm-hmm. No, yeah, she
That
just grabbed the neck in the fucking wrestling transitions and just squeezed until like
yeah.
Carla got the tap, had no hooks in, and yeah, Tapology has it as a crucifix rear naked choke, but yeah, it was just a wacky ass position for her to get that.
It really was.
But she just showed that she just the grappling training that she's been doing with Henry Cejudo. I feel like that's been
Mm-hmm.
like benefiting her so much in her
Oh yeah.
like performances and her training preparations. So as the now the defending champ, she needs a title defense, and
Mm-hmm.
she's got some good options going for her right now. Looking at the
Yes,
rankings,
sir.
number one ranked Carla Esparza. That's the UFC just be doing that. If you're the champion and you lose the belt, they just put you at number one. But
Yep.
I don't know. She might not even be fighting again. Who knows what's even going on with Carla at this
Yeah.
point? But so we'll go with the top five after her. You got Rose
Mm-hmm.
at number two, Amanda Lemos at number three, Jessica Andrade at four, Marina Rodriguez at five, and then Yan Xiaonan at six.
Yep.
Just basically everyone is booked right now, other than
Just
Rose
about.
and Lemos. You
Rose
got
Lemos and Esparza.
Jessica Andrade fighting Yan Xiaonan, and Marina Rodriguez is fighting number nine ranked Virna Jandiroba. So giving her a
Mm-hmm.
big step up in that. Um,
Oh yeah.
but so Jinja, who do you want to start with first out of all these options?
God. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, who do you start with? 'Cause just looking at it, it's like, because there are so many options. Like, I'm not even like, that's the thing. I don't even know who's the most likely out of these to be getting it.
I
It's
mean,
probably Rose, but like,
yeah. I mean, we can start with Rose because I mean she has the biggest name value out of the top of that
yes,
division by far.
I think
Um,
the only one who you could argue would come even close would be Andrade,
yeah,
and
a
that's
100%.
about it.
Yeah, it's not even close. So
Yeah.
Rose, her last loss was losing the title in a terrible performance to Carla Esparza on UFC 274 May of last year. That was just rough.
That
Before
fight was just terrible.
Yeah, that just
Both
no
sides.
activity. Just oh man, just
Either
terrible
side, like,
corner advice telling her that she was winning the fight. It was just a very bad performance overall.
yeah.
But before that, she in 2021 two back-to-back wins over Zhang Weili in
Yep.
title fights. Head kick knockout in the first round and then got a split
Mhm.
decision win in the rematch.
Yes,
So
sir.
right there, I feel like Rose is going to be your front runner just because of that storyline. She's 2-0
Mhm.
over her. Zhang's now the defending champion again, it just
Yeah. It makes sense
it,
in terms of like the trilogy aspect. There's
yeah.
2 wins over her. She's now the defending champ again after being dethroned and recapturing it. There are storylines there,
Mhm.
and it's just one of those weird things though where it's just like that's the only way to justify it, considering her last fight was a loss to Esparza.
Yeah. Because since that fight, since the they both fought each other twice. Rose has only lost
Yeah.
to Esparza, where Zhang spinning back fist Joanna Young Jacek in unconscious in the second round, and then
Yep.
and then finished Carla in the second round for the belt. So it's like
Yeah.
they have had much very different trajectories since then. And then also not to mention
Exactly.
even throwing in the grappling loss to Jillian Robertson in
Hmm.
Fury for Rose. That was
Yeah.
just obviously it doesn't account for this, but it's
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
just Rose very much being like her mentality and just like struggling with the mental health aspect and everything of like it
Hmm.
like she's very been much more open about that. So
Hmm.
getting that quick loss, like that's definitely not good for her, like especially just trying to put her into a title fight again.
No, yeah, exactly, and that's why I'm like, look, that's why it's so hard with these fights. Who's next one up,
Yep.
and it's like this Barza rematch makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
They
It-
very rarely do, like, the only time they do title rematches usually is if you're a long range champion. I know, like, Rose and Zhang ran it back immediately, and Zhang didn't have really. She only had the one defense against Joanna.
yeah.
But to be fair, like, at that time, I don't think there were a lot of people at the top of the division, and the only one that was at the top of the division that you could have argued to get a title shot was Esparza.
Oh yeah, and it was like it was a very quick knockout. So the whole like, oh,
Yeah,
it just
exactly.
the likelihood of it happening again, like what I mean. What if it
Yeah,
went
no.
longer? There were just still a lot of
There
questions
was a
to
lot
be
of
answered.
questions. Exactly. So
So
that's the reason
it
that
made
the
sense. And like you
No,
said,
yeah,
there just
exactly.
wasn't a lot of contenders, and they were the big stars, and that's what they've just been doing with the 115-pound division since
Yeah,
Joanna has lost. They've just been recycling like the same fights basically over and over again because of big
usually, yeah.
names. But
Yeah, no, exactly. So that's why I'm like, and with the whole, quick loss in the grappling to Julian Robertson, the loss to Esparza, and then like a lot of people kind of turned on her as well after that when she went on to the MMA Hour and was talking with Pat Barry, and they're like, "No, we should have won that fight. Like we did the game plan to a T." And
yeah.
it's like you should have deviated from the game plan because there should have been at least some more activity. If you had at least been more active, you would have won that fight.
Exactly. It's like, okay, just because you like, okay, sticking to a game plan is good, but if it's not a fight winning game plan, then it doesn't matter if you stuck to it.
No, yeah. Even Trevor Whitman in the corner was saying, "Hey, get some more activity, get more leg kicks, get more something." Like
Yeah.
he was damn near going to start pleading for her to do something.
Yeah, that was just that was a
So,
real rough one for Rose for sure. Um
100%.
but with the point of they're just constantly recycling these big names in title fights,
Hmm.
I would love to see some new blood in a title fight. And
Same.
if you want a fun fight of some fucking big hitters and like in a
Hmm.
new matchup, Amanda Lemos ranked number 3.
Yep.
She got that first round submission loss to Jessica Andrade in 2022. Which I mean, it's Jessica Andrade. You know what I mean? She's a
Yeah.
fucking beast. She just a
She,
standing arm triangle choke. I don't
that
think.
is the. I think that was maybe that was probably the first one in UFC
Oh yeah,
history.
it was for sure.
It might be one of the few in like it might be the first one in a major MMA promotion.
Yeah, you have no
'Cause
leverage
that
on
is
there. All
not.
that is just straight squeeze of your of your upper
Yeah.
body and like your arms. You're not supposed to be able to hit that, but if anyone
No.
can, it's fucking Jessica Andrade.
Oh yeah.
But
She,
since that she got a second round guillotine choke over Michelle Waterson Gomez,
yep.
and then finished Marina Rodriguez in the third round with
Yep.
big shots.
Oh yeah. So like that is a fun fight just because like
That's so good.
it is so good. Like just to stand up alone like is worth the price of admission,
Hmm.
especially considering Weili is not afraid to go to war.
Oh no.
We have seen that multiple times. She is not afraid to go to war. Lemos isn't either. There's a size discrepancy between the two, which makes it kind of interesting considering that she is. I wish that was in.
Amanda Lemos is 5'4" with the 65-inch reach, and
They're actually the same size.
Yeah, I don't know. She does seem like she's a lot longer and lengthier than Zhang Weili.
I think the reason I think that is because I keep thinking back to the Jessica Andrade fight. I just keep forgetting that Jessica Andrade is just
she's
small
5'1",
no matter
I believe.
what.
Yeah, 5'1",
she's just
62
small. She's just small in any division she's fighting in.
Yeah. But no, yeah, that is really funny because I did think that she would. She does have a 2-inch reach advantage, but I would have expected her to have like a height advantage as well.
Yeah, but at least like 2-3 inches.
Yeah,
like I was not. I actually completely forgot. Like they're like no, like they're pretty much the same height. Like and like you said, what 2-inch reach advantage?
Yep, 65 to 63.
Like, that's not really much considering how well Weili can get inside and get into the pocket and exchange. So
yeah, and because Zhang is definitely showed to be more patient and calculated with her striking as of lately. You know, just really trying to just like stick to like the game plans that her coach like set out for her. Just be a lot smarter with it. But they both have crazy firepower. The grappling mix up and like the dominant wrestling that Zhang Weili has been able to show, and versus the fucking just the opportunistic like fucking jujitsu of Amanda Lemos. You know what I mean? Because she got that fucking guillotine quick on Michelle, and she just started she started yanking on it. Michelle was tapping, the ref didn't even see it, you know, and like I don't know if you remember, but it was like a very weird anticlimactic sequence because she just like weird. Grabs it and then lets go of it, and like you just see Michelle just kind of sitting there like, you know, you got it, and then the ref was like, oh, okay, I guess it's over. Like,
yeah, I know that it was very weird, but that was the thing. It is the very like Lemos's grappling is very much more on the opportunistic / like savvy veteran. I'm not going to like it's something I'm going to keep in my back pocket. I'm not going to just pull it out like
that's not her plan A for sure.
So but I mean that goes back to the Mike Tyson quote, everyone's got a plan until you get hit in the mouth. So
very true.
And I think Zhang has that type of power to maybe make Lemos think twice about maybe going for a takedown.
Yeah. So that's because that's the hard thing too, because I mean, because with the other like real main like potential matchups for Zhang Weili, Jessica Andrade, Yan Xiaonan, who are fighting each other, whichever one of them gets the win in that fight, that'll only put them on a 2-fight winning streak. Yan lost to she got ground and pounded from Crucifix by Carla Esparza, which was a very bad loss. Lost a split decision to Marina Rodriguez right after.
And then eked out a majority decision against
Mackenzie Dern.
Mackenzie Dern.
Yeah.
So like not on the best streak.
No.
And at least with Jessica, she would only be on a 1-fight winning streak, but the last
at least in the division it would put her on a 2-fight winning streak.
It would. What I'm saying is like overall it'd only put her on a 1, but like that 1 is a short notice loss to an up and coming contender at a different division, and right before that was a historic beatdown of Lauren Murphy. Which was up a division, but still was just an insane pace, an insane fight for Andrade to do that. Like,
so like for Andrade, out of her last 5 fights, she has a loss to Valentina Shevchenko, who one of the greatest female fighters of all time.
No shame there.
Finished Cynthia Calvillo in the first round with punches, I believe, to the body. Amanda Lemos got that standing arm triangle choke in the first round. Like you said, absolute demolition of Lauren Murphy to unanimous decision, and then a second round loss to Aaron Blanchfield, who, like you said, one of the next up and coming stars and like prospects in that division. So like without the Aaron one, like you said, being on short notice, like she was on a 3-fight winning streak before that with 2 like amazing finishes in the first round.
a
And
historic beatdown in that third one.
exactly. And then
Like,
so even if she gets the win over Jan in the division, it would be a 2-fight winning streak.
and I mean, over on her last five, that's 4-1.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So that puts her
depending
in a
on how
pretty good
she,
spot.
yeah, and if she fights Jan and finishes her, that's also three finishes in her last five as
Yep.
well.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have the like the Zhang and Jessica already fought each other, so there's the
Yep, you got
rematch
the rematch
angle of it.
aspect of it.
Exactly. So because that for me, I mean, yeah, it really like look going through it and looking, talking about all of it. I feel like it really
Yeah.
is gonna come down to more of Amanda Lemos versus Jessica Andrade if
Yes.
Jessica gets the win.
100%.
So it's hard
That's
because
the way I look at it as well. But yeah, no, like you're saying, that's what makes it hard because like there's kind of like they're right now, like with everyone being getting booked up, they're trying to figure out the top of this division right now, which is
yes,
why Weili has probably been out and hasn't had even any rumored fights going on. Like that's the
yeah,
weird part about what's been going on is there's no like rumors going around, oh, the UFC is potentially working on this or potentially working on this. And it's just like, and I'm wondering if they were maybe thinking of Weili moving up to fight Valentina and then Grasso winning the title kind of halted their plans. And they're like, well, shit.
yeah.
Now we actually are going to have to scramble and we're going to have to wait for all these people who we were already planning on booking.
Exactly, because yeah, Zhang did like express interest in fighting Valentina Shevchenko in a
Yeah.
champion versus championship fight. So that I mean that
So-
would have been amazing. That would have
Oh
been
my
so
God.
good. Oh man. But yeah, now like you said, so now it's 125 now has to like sort itself out because you
Yep.
got to do the rematch. You have Manon Fiorot sitting there and Aaron Blanchfield. So like
Yep.
there's too much stuff going on there now for her to move
Yeah.
up and try and get that fight.
Because you also still have uh, Talia Santos sitting up there as well. You have Jessica Andrade, who could also like if she
Yeah.
gets a win
One
here and then
in
moves
either
back
weight class,
up.
she's in a title fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she
It's
could go back up and fight like a Caitlin Chikagian or a Santos, and then be in a title fight at 125 as well. Like that's the thing. It's like 125 and 115 are in very interesting positions because of
Oh,
what's
yeah.
been going on at the top. Especially with Aaron Blanchfield coming in and beating Jessica Andrade, moving up from what 13 all the way up to 4.
Yeah.
Possibly going to be fighting either Santos or Ferro next. And then the winner of that fight is more than likely going to be fighting for a title.
Yep.
So
yeah, oh man, there's so many good fights going on that like yeah, we are so close to getting to that point at 115 of figuring out where exactly like the next step of the division is going to go and just exactly who the like are the new contenders coming up, are they going to start to take over and kind of whittle out the old guard, or just oh man.
Yeah, no, because then like you got the people coming up at 115, Tatiana Suarez isn't like new to the division, but like
Yeah.
Tatiana Suarez
She's
is going to
coming
be
back.
coming up. She's going to be fine. So, and then you got Rodriguez versus Virna, and who knows if Virna wins that fight, it's a big step up for her. But if she wins that fight, she's all of a sudden in the top 5, top 6 of that division.
Yep.
And could be fighting really anyone above her at that point. And so you don't know. Tisha Torres is still in the mix in the top 10.
Yep. Mackenzie
Dern's
still
in the
there.
top.
Like, they're oh man, 150.
So there's a lot
115 is
going
good
on
right now. But yeah, so for me, I think my number one like leading person is I want Amanda Lemos to get that title shot. She's on 2-fight win streak, 2-fight finish streak, new blood in that division. But I think that's the one that I want to see most for Zhang Weili next.
Yeah, I think it's that. I personally like that one the most as well, just because like even if like because even with like the Rodriguez I just mentioned, like even if she wins against Virna, like she just lost to Lemos right before that, so it wouldn't make sense for her to jump Lemos.
Exactly.
And then the only person who would make sense to jump Lemos would be Jessica Andrade if she beats Xiao Xiaonan.
Yeah, because on her 2-fight win streak in the division, it's a win over Lemos.
Over Lemos.
And
so that's
If Jessica does win, I do think that's the more likely thing that we will see
Yes.
because she has the win over her, because she's the bigger name, because there's the rematch.
Yep.
There's a lot more angles to go there.
Exactly.
And then you probably who knows, you might end up getting like a Tatiana Suarez versus like Amanda Lemos. You know what I mean? Like you never know like how the UFC is gonna want to run these fights and who they're gonna want to push.
Yeah, no, it's insane. So personally speaking, I would like the Lemos fight to just be just to be announced against Lemos just because it is new blood into the title scene. Because like you go back and you look at the title fights, it's been Esparza, Zhang, Namajunas, Joanna, and Jessica Andrade, and that's really been about it for the past
since 6 years.
Yeah,
literally since Rose fought Joanna, those have been the people fighting for the belt, and since November 2017.
Weili was the only one who was the new blood in that division, really.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah. 100%.
So it's just one of those things, like where it's just like, yeah, it's it's like, all right, we need some new blood, like, and that's kind of the problem at 115 is they actually all do kind of fight each other. The problem is they all lose to each other.
And then they try and bring the new people in against like fucking Jessica Andrade, and then she just fucks them up. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like, why are we using Jessica Andrade as a litmus test?
Because she's gonna beat them, and we can just keep the same cycle going. Ginger, big money fights all day long.
That's the thing. I'm gonna sit here like, Jessica Andrade is not a litmus test. If anyone is,
I mean, she is, but that's a fucked up one.
It's a fucked up one. It's a very fucked up one. Because it's like, oh, like
if you can beat her, you're fucking great. You know what I mean? Like that's the
no, yeah, I get that, but that's like the fact, like that would be like at fucking 155. Oh, you just got into the rankings. You're number 15. All right, cool. Here's RDA.
Yeah.
Like, RDA is no one's fool. Like, that is a hard-ass litmus test for fucking anyone.
No, yeah, like, if Aaron Blanchfields ends up, like, getting a UFC title, the last time Jessica Andrade would have lost to someone that would not have been, like a UFC champion at some point would have been 2015 against Raquel Pennington at 135.
No, yeah, and that's at 135, where she is extremely undersized.
She is 5'1". She's small at 115, 120. Like we said earlier, she's small at any weight class. And so so that's why I mean, if you're able to beat her, you're almost guaranteed for greatness.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing, though, that you're saying, like, if the rumored fight between Pennington and Aldana ends up happening, and then she beats Aldana, gets title shot, and potentially, like, I don't think she beats Nunes, but if she were to beat Nunes, and she would have only lost to current, former, or future champions.
Yeah, because then I mean, because even if you want to, because like if you want to go for that further, it was Liz Carmouche before that, and and she's a Bellator champ, so like.
Yeah, so like.
So then you go to Jennifer Maia in 2012.
Yeah, which is so far back.
Yeah, that's over 10 years ago. But
and even then, like all those fights were what, like. When she was first, Liz Carmouche was literally her UFC debut, which actually, that's kind of fucked up.
Nah, yeah, oh man, that's...
goddamn.
But yeah, so, yeah, we're in agreement here where Amanda Lemos should be the next one getting that fight for Zhang Weili. Yeah. A great fight, I'm hoping to see it, but if it's not her, more than likely Jessica Andrade, and either way, we're here for the violence, so...
Oh, yeah.
But that about wraps up this Matchmaker Monday for motherfucking Zhang Magnum Weili. It was a good one. We got good fights coming up for her, and I'm excited for all of them. But peace out, everyone. Catch you in the next one.